Alright, so we're right in the middle of doing a bobber project on the 750 Virago. So we got it all took apart after I've done all the fab work. But while I got the motor exposed here, I want to go ahead and change these clutches out, because for this bike the clutches have always stuck. After it sits for a few weeks, then when you pull the clutch in, it won't disengage the clutches. So I think the clutches are about gone. So got a new clutch kit and a gasket, and we're going to go through and change these clutches out so we can get this bike back running again. Once we finish up our bobber, we'll have a good solid running bike. So we'll get set up here and take this side cover off and see if we can get the clutches out and do all the replacement. So to get to the clutches, they're right inside of here. First we had to drain the oil out, so now all we're going to do is pull this side cover off carefully, break these bolts loose. You don't want to start with an impact driver, but once you know for sure they're loose, then you can just back them out with a driver. We can switch over to a driver. We're just going to set these out in order on the floor over here. So now we take the cover off. And there's our clutches. Okay, so we got everything, and we got our new clutch plates. You can see them down there soaking in the oil. So you want to pre-soak them, because the oil is not all the way up to the top of the clutches when you put the clutches in. And you'll have to have some oil on them, or else they're going to be dry when you start out and it's going to damage them. So now to get our clutches off, all we do is take our springs off. Then all we got to do is pull our clutch pack out. Pretty simple. I'll get my fingers in the right spots. And you don't want to drop any of them, because you got the friction discs and then metal plates in between each. And you also have some roller bearings right here that roll on the inside of the thing. So these clutches don't look like they're worn too bad, but the problem is they're sticking. So see, like right here, this is sticking to the main plate there. And as you can see, something's wrong with the oil that they used in this motor, and these clutches are rusted. So what I got to do is come in here and sand these off, try to get that cleaned up a little bit, because these discs are sticking to my metal plates right there. They're kind of like rusted to them. So this bike definitely sat a long time, and the friction or the metal plates are rusted. So I'm going to sand those off, get them back smooth again, get all this buildup off of them, and hopefully our clutches won't stick. But that's this bike every time. See, these discs are sticking. Up here on the outside, they're not stuck. You can see they come free. But the bike has sat around for too many years, and these little discs are covered up with crud. So we got to get those cleaned up, and then we should be all right with a new set of clutches that are soaking. So basically, to put it back together, all you do is just keep up with your order. So you're going to have the metal disc in the center, and then this one, then that back and forth. One clutch plate, and then one metal disc, and they just interleave back and forth and back and forth, and bolt her all back up, and there you go. Simple as that. Changing out a clutch. The hardest part is getting all the stuff out of the way on the sides, but once you take the case off, there's your clutch pack, and that's all you got to do. So no big worries about changing out a clutch. Super simple. You just got to make sure you put them back in the right order, And make sure you get those bolts tightened down. I'm probably gonna use some blue Loctite on those threads on these that go back in there, just to make sure that they don't back out on me. And I'll replace that one bolt that somebody has apparently lost when they did this in the past, and they ended up using some just regular old bolt. We don't need to have the lock washers and all those washers and stuff stacked in there. We need the regular OE with the regular washer that bottoms out onto the face of that. Alright, well, I decided to just go ahead and pull them all out and clean them up. But this back disc, you can see right here, this back disc, when you take it out, it was actually held in by this little wire inside of there. So you have to push up on the ends of this little wire clip and take it out of its groove that holds this very last one in, and it sits way back inside of there. And then there's a disc behind it, but you got to take that little wire off, and then you can pull this last one out, because when I got to looking at it, they're all rusted up where they've been sitting for so long that I really got to clean that off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back on there. I think it's the very last one, but we're going to get set up over here. And what we got is a piece of something super flat. So in my case, it's just an old piece of marble countertop that I had that was broken. So right here, we got some 2000 grit sandpaper. You want to have it on a surface that's super flat. So this machine marble is really, really flat. That way I don't mess up my surface of my little metal disc. And then all I'm going to do is just tape that down so it stays still. What we're going to do is smooth the surfaces back up. So get you some water and wet your sandpaper. I got it on a little bit of a slope. And all I want to do is try to get that rust off. You can see the rust right there. You just want to smooth these back down. But that's all you do. We'll just do all of the discs this way on something smooth. And when we're done, we'll end up with friction discs that don't have all this rust on them right here. And then that's going to make the clutches work like they're supposed to. We'll get this thing put back together, and then we'll be in good shape to ride again. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching.